Council, are we ready to continue? Yeah, please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are ready to proceed. I can see, though, that the technicians are not yet in place for television broadcast.
And to wait for them.
All right, we proceed then. Let me get the witness, Mr. Chair. Welcome back, Mr. Saho.
Mr. Saho, bismillah.
Thank you. I hope you have had coffee and you've been taken care of. Thank you for that. I didn't realize coffee was jikando kendo. That's a good one. Before the first break, we were talking about the various positions you held at the NIA and how your relationship with Mr. Fodebari.
Janimira faninola itan darak kaca bunda men foga walam pala sol yemen numara NIA jero aning ila adamaya men bening Mr. Fodebari tema.
Hade.
Yes.
So now let's go back to 1996, 1995.
1995
Do you recall the demonstration that was held by supporters of the PPP at the American Embassy?
For yakilo samurano balambaya menketa men yalonko PPP la kanuntel wala yakenu American wala korda ambassador la korda baro mafamala.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us what you know about it?
Let
me see what I know about it. Precisely that. When did you happen to first learn about it? The very day of the demonstration. How did you come to learn about it? It was not hidden. The country didn't know. My question is, how did you come to know about it? This is what I'm telling you. It was not something hidden. So I believe everybody knew about it. Still, you are answering your own question. My question is, how did you personally come to know about it? I was at the office. In my office. I came to know about it in my office. You are answering where? You are not answering how. I came to know about it in my office. Through the movements, when I asked what's going on, they said there is a demonstration going on. And then? Gola. And that's it? Yeah. Well, it has nothing to do with my department then. Did you come to be involved in that matter? Definitely no. Is it your testimony, therefore, that you had no connection whatsoever with that matter? Sincerely, yes. Did you participate in the arrest?
Mutaroni kono menketa fo idabula ta mutaroni kono la ba.
You are just saying the same thing. Whether
And Mr. Witness,
no, sir.
Ani inkaro jabi
did you participate in their investigation?
ila ko ni mbiri ba kisikisi la fo idabula ta kisikisi ro ni wicho ni kono la ba.
No, sir.
Ani
Well, I think we are beginning to see the second approach.
ngamira de ngadamu dala puruka ka simfa da nya kutoje kotan fo ni
We have heard from Peter,
mo Peter tole.
Paul.
no, it's not true, I was not there.
Hani ntenje manke tonya de ntenje.
Maybe we are now hearing from Paul, no, it's not true, I was not there.
Asikeno saimbe Paul la kuma kangola moyo kangola ni hani ntenje.
Mr. SAHO, Baba SAHO.
Mr. Sedo Baba SAHO.
Yes, Counsel.
The evidence
Sedo ndro kuma kangola
points completely
afartal
to a different direction.
makawni ya nyati tamandere sila dolla
Like that you are saying now.
ko ita kamen fo nyan sainte
In NIA,
ai
when activities, subversive activities happen,
nin kuol keta
which unit would investigate it?
bunda jumale kamara ko nyin kisikisi ko kunyala
The counter-espionage.
wala mu counter experience.
What was the responsibility of the investigation unit?
Bunda menga ko nyin kisikisi muna mu itola lo tam kangoti ako nyin kon
Following up or verification.
kabula kolu noma pour ñin kamala inshallah même moment
Following up and verifying what?
kabula ko nyin no maka long mum
This is given to us to look into.
kolu nonu ye dinna pour ñe tamé
Including activities that may have been initially started by counter-espionage.
abe ko no wala nyin dibba ku do ko la men yalon ko bunda la ka me counter experience unit wal fana men dati
If there are doubts on it.
ning hakili fulo sotonta akolu to
Mr. Witness, you know what? It would be misleading to the commission
sedo yalo na membe gele nga nyimbe kala firindiri ku moldi commission ye jam
if you want to suggest that counter-espionage unit was the unit that was conducting investigations.
yi lafta kaitan di ka fa ko jango bunda me ka fa counter experience unit wala marta ko nyin kisikisi nyalan
Is that the position you're taking?
wala mo da load la ba be en ta kamba
Yes, sir.
ha
Okay. Tell us about the setup of the NIA and the responsibilities and competencies of the various units.
silang afanya bang NIA la lo ila do dingirani ya londi nyamen aning bunda ila do community ado ko
If you ask me to tell you the setup of the NIA, I may not be able to because you have different departments.
ni ko ina elo nya foye abe ko yala mbunda sakeno ntono la ka bunda jamal le bije
And each department's head is responsible and knows how he works about it.
adu bunda la nyaton ko wo bunda la do ko atele ba kunna ando atayalo na nyanda menkela
Mr. Witness, you are a director at the NIA.
director di NIA
Yes, sir.
ha
You knew the institution very well.
ko bunda nye memo NIA di je lombagale
Yes, sir.
It would be sad. In fact, it would be a tragedy
abekela ni kuyalti
if a director of the institution would not know the functions of the various units in that institution.
ninga dra mola me yalan ko nana kira director de mu nyaton ko ti among do ku bundal membe NIA je fana mela do ko la me fatam fansino nyoro
Mr. Counsel, I didn't say I didn't know the functions of the NIA, but
No. Don't change my question.
kana nyini karo fali
My question is, I asked you what were the functions of the various units in the NIA.
nyen
And you said it would be difficult for you to say. It's the directors of those units that can say.
that's true.
nyen nyini ka mena wala ni NIA je do bunda ni wala menu benu
I can talk about.
bunda menu benu je la do ko mula de NIA je de konye ko yen jabi mena wala ni ko do kole ala la ite fere pour yeto jabi o bun nyaton ko bundal wala si o jabi no
And he says, what concerns me is what I can say.
ko me yete sula ite si wala fono
That's what you just said.
Yes.
Do you know
fo ya lonne
the functions of the various departments or sections in the NIA?
NIA je bunda men benje bunda yela do ko lonne ba.
Well, I have an idea about some of the sections, their work.
Isn't that disappointing to come from a director of the institution?
Fo man ke jikila te kuma kamolti ban kabo kuma mola me alan ko nyaton ko lam NIA je fango ba.
No, I didn't see it that way.
Mr. Witness, let's call a spade a spade. You are a director of an institution. You do not even know what are the functions and roles of the various units within the institutions. That is a tragedy.
If I may director the NIA je bunda menu benu je ila do ko ite mela do ko fango lo mu ko me ko
If I may comment.
Of course. Answer.
You see, we are all specialized.
Coupler
is for the people who does the coupling. Investigators for investigators.
Mr. Witness, that is not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is your knowledge of the organization, the organizational structure and the roles and functions of the various units. You worked in the agency for 10 years.
I'm not discussing that.
No, so. Saya kenyinin kamen na wale doku bunda lumenu funalu bebe NIA na doku bunda bakoto kiliwo kilin na dula momenti ala doku momenti wo bundalu akawle nyinin kanu
Ko tandala mkai ko.
That's what I'm explaining.
Bunda na doku nyalam.
Every section has its own way of working.
Niko ite ya belon jire monto nyafore.
If you say that you know everything there, then that's not true.
Mr. Witness, you know what you are avoiding to do? You are avoiding to enumerate the functions of the various departments because it would show that the answer you have given about the relationships and functions of between investigations and counter-espionage is certainly not the case. What you told us is not the case. That is why you're refusing to itemize. Because if you itemize, it will become very apparent that you are misleading the Commission. Tell us, what are the functions of counter-espionage? Tell us, what are the functions of the counter-espionage department?
Sir, bunda me ka fa counter-espionage. Wala menu ka kullu sunyake ikabula wulu no manyamen.
I've never heard of that department.
Nene mo bunda nyaton kay.
So you do not know what they do?
Somehow, if you say I do not know what they do,
my question is, what is their function? What roles are given to them? And don't tell me that they deal with counter-espionage. Tell us, what are their functions?
That's the right name for them, counter-espionage.
So what are their functions? What do they do?
Mr. Counsel, I'm telling you,
Mr. Witness,
I've never heard of that department, so I can't know what really they are functions. If I should tell you this is what they do and it's not true, I'm lying. I'm on the oath.
Isn't it sad?
No.
That you are a director in the institution,
responsible for
only two people would be your senior in terms of position. The Director General and the Deputy Director General. The rest would be directors like you.
No. It's Director General, Deputy Director, and Director of Internal Security.
Director General Alina Nolanko, and Director Memata Tankadala Bankokan.
Mr. Witness, we know what we're talking about. You are a director just like the Director of Internal Security. You may have seniority because of rank. But you are on the third tier. You have the Director General, the Deputy Director General, and the directors.
Kordatiba anano lanko amina na nyaton ka dol ko tangol soro je me an ko defana ni bebe.
Isn't that the case? And by dint of the fact that you are a director, you are also in line for promotion to be Director General or Deputy Director General.
Makamo eme maranu nje ifana be nune onyin kono la pour ke la makamo la fa nyato do man yene ki kordatiyot.
Or ala nolanko.
Nolanko waranto anolanko.
It's all possible.
Wouldn't it be embarrassing that you could be in line to become Director General and you don't know the work of the various units within the organization?
For the kela maluku bati bang ibe mu moti me yalon ko ibe rangoto le puru kela maka isila makamo sinin samo isila makamo la fano kay ken nyaton ko andu de keta moti me yalon ko bunda men be jela nyaton ko fayla do ko imalo.
Yeah, if that should happen, they will give you.
Answer the question. Wouldn't it be a big embarrassment that you'd be appointed Director General and you would not know the functions of the units within the organization?
You become to know about it if you reach that stage.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
This is how you people worked at the NIA? That the left does not even understand the functions of the right. Mr. Witness, I put it to you that you're trying to muddy the waters because you know that it was your unit that was responsible for investigations and it was your unit that investigated this particular activity. You're trying to run away from it by keeping it all on external, on counter-espionage. That is what you're trying to do.
Itela lodula momenti nyinin kawala na misali kama emo jankundino woto amunda sila yeduno beta yala bunda kame kafume counter espionage honey no.
It looks like we're going to have a longer day than we anticipated. I am sorry for that. Tell us what were the functions of the investigations unit.
The functions of the investigation unit is to make follow-ups that aren't too clear. And the Director General will instruct us, go into this, go into that.
Director General kana yamaro dintella albula nyin noma ali nyin don noma sata ali keteng.
And as a former number 3
ko inana ketanu nyaton ka sabanyanguti
in the investigations department
bunda la menga kisikisiroke
and a former director of external security
and inana keta nyaton ko me alon ko wolde marata tanko ni into topotor ko topotor nyala bantala.
This is your answer about the responsibilities of the investigations department?
Yes.
Ha.
One bullet point to make follow-ups about things that aren't too clear.
That's the essence of investigating. Why are you investigating what happened in the past? You want to make sure that you know what is missing and what is not missing. You are following up. I believe.
Mr. Witness, you are oversimplifying this to the extent that you render it meaningless.
Ikala kotoni ikasu so ne ndi nyame nyala me yalon ko ikasu di nyame fa mola mi do na fa fa do yara bakale.
Did you people at NIA know what you were doing?
Adol NIA ali yalo na ka men fa ba.
Did you know what you were doing?
Alta ali yalo na ka men kenu ba.
Because if this would be
ka ni ma yara ni nyinam
your answer to the functions of the investigations unit.
Ninga tra nyina mwitela jabiro ko bunda me ka fa investigator men ka ko kisi ni ta ko nyina ma ko to ala do ko nyinati.
Then it begs the question
Ko haninga be jabiro nyinda
whether really the officers at the NIA knew what they were doing and what we were paying them for. To carry out follow-ups that aren't too clear. That's what you said. That's the functions of the investigations unit at the NIA. It's very sad, isn't it? I think it's quite obvious. Let's move on. The investigations unit was at the heart of the NIA, correct?
I don't understand.
It was one of the most important units in the NIA.
Yes.
Information received by various units of the NIA would eventually find it themselves at the investigations department for investigations.
If
there is anything to be investigated, yes.
Okay. If the religion or political unit conducts an investigations and arrests are made, wouldn't the suspects be transferred to investigations department for investigation?
I don't think so. I don't think so. And the reason being, that is the sole responsibility of a particular department that makes the arrest.
Do you know the concept of cross-cutting issue?
Cross-cutting.
I don't know. Okay. You know, you have various sections at the NIA. You have political, dissidents and religious section.
Dissidents and the religion.
True.
Tonya.
Yes. You have counter-espionage.
Yeah, counter-espionage for sure.
Yes. You have internal security.
Yeah, bunda sort of member banko kono kunya tankola.
Yes. And which other ones?
External security.
Would it surprise you that some of your staff don't even know the names of the various departments?
No.
Isn't that disappointing?
No. Well, I'll tell you why I said no. If you would allow me, sir.
We all know the concept of need to know.
Thank you. This is not my saying no.
That should be an issue of subject matter. It should not be an issue of organizational structure.
In
fact, the organogram of the organization should be there for the members of staff to know.
Council, can you allow me to come in, please?
Please.
You see, the human being is such that it's always chaos. in intelligence, some of these things are kept secret, so that I will not have this ego to say, I want to know what's in CE, or I want to know what is in this department. Most of these things are hidden. So that the operatives will not know until and unless you reach a certain stage, and then you start to know A, B, and C. Wala ya sabu kalafi do kulali ko do long funing ayatara itata hanufo ifudata makamoto utumbolo sabu nyoto ninyin ntenga fahamu le nyam.
I think you are again trivializing a terrible situation.
Jikita ko hanin kabi ko to ke ibe ko landi kan ni nyala me alon ko la nya jawlam.
So you have all this section,
Silang ye bundal be soto jero.
and all these sections would require investigations.
Correct? Bundal be men kan ni na wolam kisikisi rodi foto nya.
Not always.
Wato bendede.
Again, all these sections are under the internal security.
Bundalu bebe bunda menkoto wole marta banko kan tanko like afole internal security.
External security was also under internal security?
No.
Munda tanku bunda me marli bantala nimbantala banko temo tankam dolol faram bebe internal security la ko.
Kani
Counter espionage, was it part of internal security?
Counter espionage wo fanam internal security la ko ba.
Yes.
ha
Okay. How about religion and political?
All these other units are under internal security.
So how many
internal security record.
how many sections did you have in the NIA?
NIA ale bunda jendel soto je.
I cannot count it offhand.
Okay. We would give you a pen, and during the run, write us the organigram of the NIA.
Safero kenye NIA la doku bunda nyina.
I can't do it.
I can understand if there is a secret unit within the NIA which you would not know. I can understand that. But to tell me that as a director, you do not know the formal organizational structure of the organization, that would be shocking. Do you have management meetings at the NIA?
We have briefings in the morning, director briefings.
Do you? And the directors would be the managers of the institution.
Yes.
And the directors would be identified, or they would identify themselves as directors of the various units.
And no director melu benunje momo ni mo bengonyi bekeri momo ko ke fa itande ntela munyi bunda kare la nyaton ko ntela munyi bunda kare la nyaton ko fond.
Those directors is the director of internal, director of external, director of finance, the DG. Period.
Director will be director memberta tankola banko kan director memberta tankola banko e bantala director memberta na flula amin DG.
But that is understandable.
Yes.
But those directors would have units under them.
But what director fananka bundandi on soro ikorole.
Yes.
And it would be known that the directors have responsibility over these various units.
And nga be lon la ko ni director wolle marta ni ndoku bundandi wala melan ko be ko to le maratela ku nyalla.
But that I've said so. That the director for external is responsible for all other units. Director of internal is responsible for all other units.
Director marta banko kan tanko la wala marta ni bunda ko tamul bela.
Okay. So the elements of the organigram are beginning to emerge. You would agree?
Amunta sayin doku bunda sansango lonya bitung abdamu tatale kafinti do man bunda lu lari nyami.
Director General. Correct?
Yes.
Or let's say President.
Misal kama niko president.
Then Director General, NIA.
The Director General Soto NIA.
If I may ask, why President?
No.
President.
Because I am trying to think like you people. You are part of Office of the President.
Katuna damutale pour kamira ko atel bejonen katwa law officer ay abe president wala koto.
Then all departments should put the president within their organigrams. Don't you think so?
For do ku bullalu fanalite ke ite president kele la kunton koti.
If they wish.
Ni la fita.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So within the organization, Director General,
Kafonyi fonkono Director General,
Deputy Director General,
Mensimbe Director General Kang,
and then you have the Director of Internal Security,
Kutuno Director Soto Memata Banko Kang,
Director of Finance,
Director Memata na Flola,
Director of Counter-Espionage or Director of Internal Security?
No.
Director of Internal Security. External Security. Right.
External security.
I mean Director Memata Banko e Bantala Tankola.
And then there are units below these departments.
Bunda ndingulu fanalu bu bunda
Or
lukotole.
sections.
Wala fanalu.
Or directorates.
Ha.
For finance, you would have finance, human resources, and admin.
Those na flo la karola ibe bunda soto la memmarta na flo fongo maranyala hadamaya no la karola dukula la karola.
Those days, no.
Utilo lukono watije.
You don't have human resources.
Almam bunda soto memmarta hadamaya no do
My time. No, it's just the Director of Finance and Admin.
Ndela wato Director memmarta na flo la ani memmarta na
It's introduced, I understand.
Bari sai ngamo koyo fanan la fajele.
But even if you don't have a unit for human resources, admin would always obviously deal with human resources.
Hanna tala aselma bunda lori no soto. Memmarta do ko lalla no bundala. Woto memmarta do ko fo lanya la admin mararo. Ulbe mu la do ko la nyanta kala woti.
Well, I'm Director of Finance and Admin.
Well, that's why I said Director of Finance and Admin.
Okay. It seems to me that you people at the NIA knew only what you could see on the surface. You don't, either you did not know how the organization functioned and what it was doing, or you refuse to tell. Which is it?
I don't understand you, because if you are telling me we don't know.
No. I say you either did not know
About what?
how the organization worked and the competencies of the various departments, or you refusing to tell. And either answer is disappointing.
I'm listening, because you said either answer will be disappointing, so I will not answer.
Where ko jabiru soto ndaje abekala jikila teolti. Woto wala no jabiru
It's disappointing. If I said no, it's disappointing.
So ninko ha abekala jikila teolti. Ninko ha ni halimbi abekala jikila teolti.
Let's hear your position.
What?
On the proposition.
Konga memfoteng.
But, Mr. Council, you said any answer will be disappointing, so no comment. That's my proposal.
Council where ko jabiru bekala jikila teolti. Woto wala nante fenfola.
So you accept that the situation was disappointing?
That's your view.
But you think differently?
Unless if you want to think for me.
In 1995, well, somebody who knew what was going on, unlike you who did not know what was going on, that person testified. And they explained that when the information was received, the NIA established two teams: an arresting team which went to the ground and arrested those who were part of this demonstration.
Menu tata o dingira nyindo katanya mol murame alan ko balanandam.
Did that happen?
O kitala bang?
That's that person's opinion. He's aware, so I'm not.
Mr. Chair, remember yesterday we had, this is his testimony. This is my testimony. You choose which one you accept. That we heard from Peter. Today we're hearing that from Paul. And this trend is going to continue.
I've never said choose what you take. I said,
well, you will reach
this
there.
person you are telling me said he was there. He was aware. So that's his version. I was not aware.
Okay, now we testimony with version. But I will accept that. We would accept that. Is that person's version a lie?
I wouldn't say. Because I don't know this person one. I follow the man deny his version of the statement.
Salmina Drame said you organized two.
Salmina Drame ko ale fulala londi.
Two teams.
Kam fulala londi.
An arresting team and a receiving team.
Budarlalu ani menni yalon ko wolle be bendunna.
Is that a lie?
What he said is a lie.
Yes.
I cannot say anything on that.
And he said he was part of the receiving team.
That's him.
So he obviously, as part of the receiving team, he would know what the receiving team was doing, wouldn't he?
The best position to answer that.
But if the NIA arrest people, they would bring them to the NIA headquarters, wouldn't they?
Yes.
And they would be given to people who would deal with them, who would process them.
Process them like?
Who would interview them, who would interrogate them.
Yes.
And those people would be the interrogators, correct?
No.
Those who would ask them questions, those would not be interrogators. What do you understand interrogate to mean?
Let's say if my department, investigation, should arrest somebody to come in. It's our responsibility to find out. The reason why we brought him in to find out more into that reason. Likewise, other departments.
Mr. Witness, again, the effort to mislead is beginning to emerge. And I warn you that misleading the commission is a violation, is an offense. You are warned. Those who would question the witness, wouldn't that amount to interrogation?
So are you interrogating me? Because you are questioning me.
What do you think?
I'm just asking.
In this environment, it is a basic interview. It can also amount to an interrogation, but an interrogation is more typical in an environment where it's only the investigators who are present asking the questions. In this particular setting, we have a panel.
Janto nga panel wala soda jamel besiri bela moyrola bari ni be nyinin karo ning fenko interrogate la o investigator kisi la le katra siring.
I know they will be interviewed by the arrestees first.
They
know the reasons why they were arrested.
And then?
Yes, that's what I know.
No.
Would it end there?
That depends on what they have. So they have more difficulties. Their issue will refer to the DG. DG will assign the department concerned.
Very funny. The department concerned would do the arrest. Isn't it?
I don't understand you.
Which department would conduct the arrest?
Any of the departments would conduct it. Any of them.
So it would be on their area of specialization. So they send it to the DG. And to use your words, the DG would send it to the department concerned. But the department concerned is the department that carried out the arrest. Let's stop the chase and stop playing games.
Mr. Counsel, maybe you are not getting me, but I am getting you.
Mr. Witness, I'm using your words, not mine. I'm using your words.
Again, don't misinterpret my words.
I'll
give you an example. I said, if it is my department, arrest somebody, I want to find out more into why we arrest him. If, for instance, there is something that has to do with the political side of our arrestee, the matter will send to DG and said, this is that. Then DG will send it to the department concerned to look into it.
You see, Mr. Witness, what you are saying does not make sense. And I would say why. From what you have said, there is no need for an investigations department at the NIA.
I'm listening why?
Because everything goes to the specialized unit.
No.
So you have seen the folly in what you have said.
No.
See, I told you, if it is just a moment, I told you that investigations was a cross-cutting issue.
Investigation bunda ko me yalon ko ya yele je pour ko kul kisi bunda me yalon ko asilata bunda do lel kan.
The various departments would conduct arrests and they would go with the matter to the investigations department.
Bunda dol be le bitala eta mutarola ni tata yo mari muda na ko nyinta samba ya samba bunda me ka kisi roke.
Mr. Witness, Mr. Witness,
no, sir.
We have had enough evidence
to be
able to know that this was the case. You are trying to avoid the fact that issues were sent to investigations.
Because
you know that in 1995, when these people were arrested, they were sent to investigations. So you are trying to avoid accepting that that was the procedure because you want to remove yourself from what happened in 1995.
If I should tell you that what is there to be investigated, because these were demonstrators. quell the demonstration.
My
understanding of it.
So there was no investigation.
As far as I know.
Mr. Witness, I hate to say it, but that is simply untrue.
You would
be the first witness to appear here and tell us this.
Maybe I'm the first witness who will tell you what he knows. Maybe.
If you continue at this rate, you would be the most misleading witness to appear before the commission on the issue of the functioning of the NIA.
That's your opinion, sir.
So, Mr. Witness, you want to tell us that you were at the NIA at this time, you did not have a clue, you did not know what was going on with regards to these 1995 people who were arrested.
Can I tell you one thing?
Answer my question.
Yes.
You did not know anything about this.
Yes. Can I tell you one thing, sir?
No, just answer my questions. Just answer my questions.
Can I give you something else?
I hope it's not germane to this issue.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
And then?
In 1995, there was this bit of suspicion from people who were from NSS.
So bobe caring kodo la kamolu luluma menu bota NSS.
We were not that percentage 100% with the junta then.
Utumo ntelu nganiyo be mantara sojar mansakunda utumo.
I can tell you today that when I have heard about this arresting, I'm coming. I call prominent people I know within the PPP party and live today.
Many along the PPP.
Just to make sure that he is not within. That is Panyel and Suare. Only him. When I heard about it, I started calling people I knew. Even Jobate Mane, I went to his place.
Many along ko beji hani jabate man in tata la palaso
in Mandinka he said Jola and Taborno in Sato.
He said in Mandinka Jola cannot make me run from this country.
We all know that people at the NIA had divided loyalties. When your friend comes, you treat the person nicely. When other people come, you treat them brutally. That was the culture at the NIA. Okay, let's see whether you have treated the other people who were arrested just like you treated this person called Mane. What baffles me is, if you did not know anything about this, you did not know what was happening, how would you go to these people to try to help them?
I didn't say, I said I came out, when I came aware of it, I have to start calling people I know.
But you said you knew nothing about it.
When? So this was a common thing in the whole country. People knew there was going to be. I said
you knew there would be demonstrations. You knew they were arrested. But besides that, you knew nothing else.
Yes.
Yalonko balambaya bekela. Yalonko mutale. Yo bari kola ite ko mon fenfen longi.
Ani mofo. Ngal ko ibe mutalale. So no mi longi mo kuma no mi long.
What was it that you knew?
They were going to arrest these people.
Yes, and then?
Calling people.
So you did not even know that they were arrested?
The time I was talking to these people...
just answer my question. Did you or did you not know they were arrested?
Some were arrested.
And where were they taken?
Most of them were taken to Fajara.
And the rest?
That I know of.
And the rest?
There were few people who came to the NIA, I believe.
So you're saying you don't know, you merely believe?
Yes.
You merely believe, you don't know?
I believe.
So you don't know that they were brought to the NIA?
I said, I believe they were brought in the NIA.
Living
in something, you know about it.
No.
You want me to
I believe that God exists.
So you don't know God?
No.
You know God?
No. Do you?
Yes, I know.
What's his name?
He's the creator.
Well, Mr. Witness, let's stop playing games. Okay? A belief and knowledge are completely different. Okay? Knowledge is based on empirical facts.
I
know that this is plastic. Okay? A belief is completely different. Understand? Did you have first-hand knowledge that these people were brought to the NIA?
It's a first-hand knowledge. Can you please simplify it?
Mr. Witness, let's stop dilly-dallying and stop playing games.
I am not.
The fact of the matter is these people were brought to your unit and tortured by yourself and Fodebari and the rest of the team. That is what happened. That is the truth, isn't it?
No, sir.
You are denying knowledge of the fact that the procedure was arrested people are brought to investigations because you know you are the one at investigations.
No, sir.
Were you not at investigation?
Yes, I was at the investigation, but they were never brought to the investigation.
Well, do you know a person called Bachsamba Jalo?
I first heard his name here.
Did you know him before?
Never.
Did you have a problem with a teacher from Kafuta, gentle soul, called Bachsamba Jalo?
What is his name again?
No. And for some reason, you are so handsome. But Samba Jallo suddenly plucked your name from the air and suggest that you were the person at investigations department at the NIA who brutalized him and crushed his genitals with a stone. And you have no connection, nothing to deal with this.
I come in.
Yes.
You see, at the first instance, where as per your advice this thing, said that I, myself, late Marina, forgive.
I can't hear you.
Mr. Marina, Tala Marina, Musa Kinte, and Fodebari.
Daba Marina, Fodebari, Baba Ninjabate, Baba Saho. Salmina Drame.
And in Salimina Drame.
The one I have is Baba Saho.
Baba Saho.
Late Marina.
And in Tala Marina.
His soul rest in peace.
Mr. Barry.
And Musa Kinte.
And Musa Kinte.
At the first place, during my period at the NSS-NIA, senior officers are never on the ground.
That is simply unbelievable. That is simply unbelievable. 80% of the arrests that were going on at that time, we all were here. I cannot give evidence. There is common knowledge that it was you people who were going around arresting people. All these ministers and managing directors who were arrested and put on trucks were arrested by you in your office. So you cannot tell us that you never went to the ground. That is certainly not true. That is not the case.
Mr. Counsel,
that is not the case.
I'm giving my version. Counsel, sir.
You are giving your testimony.
Yes, please. Allow me to give my testimony.
And your testimony and that of the others are different.
I and others are different.
We have heard from Peter the same lines, we are hearing from Paul the same lines. It's the same strategy of denials, but what you're saying is certainly not the case, Mr. Witness, and you know it is not the case.
See, Mr. Counsel.
Counsel.
Please, can you listen to me? I believe that's why I'm here. My version of the story. You are not listening to me, I believe. Let me learn. Let me just give my explanation. My own version. Version you want. Somebody came to allege me. And this is a serious allegation, remember?
We are seeing the same game being replayed here. Proceed and play the same game.
Mr. Bachsamba Jallo, I swear I'm on oath.
Please, just answer the question.
I did not arrest, nor did I touch it with my hand.
As far as you are concerned, he was even never at the NIA.
As far as I'm concerned, yes.
So this is really, really interesting and really shocking. But Bachsamba Jallo is not even the only person to incriminate you. You have Senify. Did you know Senify before?
Yes, Senify alone commando bang.
No. Honey.
Have you ever met him?
No. Honey.
And for some reason, Senify was arrested in a completely different operation.
Senify kita molde me alon ko yamuda ni dandang le me alon ko af ani ndul ta faratale.
With Bachsamba Jallo.
Me alon ko ani Bachsamba Jallo ta o faratale yimuda da men.
Senify was arrested at Kairaba Avenue.
Senify yata muta Kairaba mbedo le kan.
You are lying. Is he lying? You are laughing. Is he lying?
He's not speaking the truth.
Tell us why you said
I've never been out arresting him. I was a senior officer, remember?
Senify never said you arrested him.
I was never out on the arresting.
Senify never said you arrested him. Salmina said the arresting team was as follows. Usman Tamba, Seni Mane, Mamadou Pikajalo, and Musa Kinte.
That's Salman's department he's talking about. That's his department. Definitely he has.
Would that be correct?
That's his department.
Would that be correct?
It could.
You don't know.
I don't know. Wallahi, I don't.
This is what I'm saying. You are lying. You are hiding behind, I don't know. You are hiding behind, I don't know. Because you know that the truth is not on your side. You knew that these people were the group that went to do the arrest. You are running away from the truth, Mr. Williams.
There's no reason why I should run away from the truth.
And
It is the responsibility of CE when it comes to political issues. The Department of CE is their sole responsibility.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Usman Tamba, which department did he work in?
Usman Tamba,
That time?
Yes.
Definitely I can't remember where he was.
I
can remember.
Where?
CE.
Mamadou Pikajalo.
I cannot remember him.
Musa Kinte. You see, you hiding behind, I don't know, I can't remember, because you know that the truth is not helpful to you. Daba Marena, which unit?
Daba Marena,
CE.
Salmina Drame?
Salmina Drame.
Sal, I believe he was with CE.
Exactly. So this was a CE operation.
So that has nothing to do with investigation.
Okay. So this group went to the American embassy and apprehended the people.
American embassy, ambassador.
And at night, you, the senior officers, went to arrest other people from their homes. You see, Mr. Witness, your name was not the sweetest name at the NIA for victims to just come and plug it from the air and parade it as their victimizers. Why would a victim want you to be his victimizer when he knows that it's another person who victimized him? Why?
Munanga mo mutari bina bete to kuyala kafoko itele mantoro lante kang satara dole ya kyala sai itele munanga dobina okela bakela mun dalila le kang.
That is best known to the victim.
Are you ashamed about what has happened to Samba Jallo? Some NIA officer took a stone and crossed his genitals. Are you embarrassed by that? Is it shameful?
If that is what happened,
It's
inhuman.
Is it also shameful?
Nobody can do that.
Is it also shameful?
So nobody can do that.
Answer my question.
Yes,
It is shameful.
it is sinful.
Is it embarrassing that your name is associated with that activity?
It hurts me initially.
And that is precisely the reason why you are avoiding. You are refusing to accept it.
Definitely no.
And tell me a reason why Samba Jallo would call your name. Okay, he mentioned Daba Marena. Is he wrong when he said Daba Marena was amongst those who dealt with him? Is he wrong? You saying that this was an operation by CE, counter-espionage. Daba was head of counter-espionage. Was the witness wrong when he said that he was arrested by Daba, he was dealt with by Daba at the NIA? Was he wrong?
Said by Daba, if the men of Daba arrest him, yes, as the senior man there, you can say Daba Lamun.
Yes, if he was Ning Ayatara Dabala Mulle,
how about being dealt with by Daba himself? Is he wrong in saying that?
Type of person.
I am not talking about who is what type.
I know.
I am not asking you that. The question I am asking
is on.
By saying that he was dealt with by Daba and others. So Daba did not deal with him.
I wouldn't know.
So how can you therefore say that he is wrong?
This is a person I know.
Mr. Witness,
somebody I know.
The fact of the matter is, you were all torturers at the NIA. That is the truth. That was the culture of the organization. You may deny it because you are ashamed by what happened to Samba Jallo. But your colleagues have accepted it because they are honest about what you people were doing. You are ashamed to accept that you crossed this person's genitals with a stone. It's a barbaric act. You are ashamed of it.
Mr. Counsel.
Counsel.
I like that I did it. I'm saying no, I didn't.
So we should leave it at that and we move on.
It's now left to you people. Because this is why
We have had this yesterday. We have had this
You are
same
giving
line
your
yesterday.
opinion about the allegation laid against me. You are giving me your opinion. This is what Mr. X
You
said.
see, we have had exactly the same arguments yesterday.
Exactly
Exactly the same words. Let us move on. Let us move on. But Bachamba is not the person who would just come and plug your name from the air. This is a person who's never met you.
Came here, somebody from the air, and they know I proved to you here.
Okay.
People came here saying I was there, I was this, and I proven to you that. It's never true.
You see,
Sir, please, I'm sorry. What does it true?
Mr. Witness, if you work with a person, all right, so extensive, the person mistakenly suggests that you are present when you are not. That is completely different from a complete stranger who has never seen you, who never knows you, never had your name, for that person to just suddenly fabricate a story around you. And puts you in a position where your work and your position at that time would make you to be there. That is no fabrication. That is no fabrication.
If somebody who works with me for a long time to come over and repeat somebody who accused me, and this person I work with knows he's lying, how are others going to... This somebody is worldwide.
We have had this argument yesterday. But this is not an issue for argument.
No, it's an issue. It's an issue. I'm a family man.
Mr. Witness, let's address the accusation of Bachamba Jallow. We are not addressing the accusation of another person.
You brought in that. This is why I'm saying. You brought it in.
Mr. Witness, this is not arguments.
I'm not.
Okay?
And I don't want to.
Tell me the reason why Bachamba Jallow, a person you've never met, a person you do not know, a person who doesn't know you, a person who doesn't know where you work, a person who doesn't know what you did, to just suddenly describe you and puts you exactly and precisely in the position that you worked, the person must have had knowledge about you.
Afonye dalilo memba sabul ba Samba Jallow be findila nan rong mola me ko amelong anana meje anana ne amel dingira long ay na fanje ku kono me alon ko ay to foji andunga fo nyame nga silinta wala nyama ko be makamol da yo palaso de do bundaldo me alon ko menal me lon fang
with all due respect to Mr. Samba Jallow, he's an elder person, but he's not talking the truth.
Answer this question for me. Why would a person who has suffered everything that Bachamba Jallow has suffered, why would that person wants to substitute you with somebody else? Why would Demba torture him and he turns and say it is Baba and not Demba? Why?
That answer could only be done by Mr. Bachamba Jallow.
But you know,
why did he say I?
But you know rational human beings don't behave like that. You know that.
I can't answer that.
You cannot answer that. Precisely because that wouldn't be factual.
No, precisely because I never studied psychology.
Let me ask you this question. Were you working at the NIA at the time?
Yes, I was.
Were you working at the investigations department at the time? Were you working with Fodebari at the time?
Yes, I was.
Were you working with, what's his name again? Baba Dinding Jabate at the time?
Yes, I was.
Was Daba Marina present there at the time? Was he working at the NIA at the time? Wasn't he responsible for counter-espionage at the time?
He was head of counter-espionage at the time.
Wasn't it his responsibility to ensure that these people were arrested at that time?
I can say yes, no.
Well, you told my reason. Mr. Witness, you cannot have it both ways. You told us that this was an operation by counter-espionage.
Arrested. This is why I said yes, no.
Okay, let's focus on the yes, and we put the no for the time being. We put that aside. It was his responsibility to arrest these people.
You said we put it yes.
Musa Kinte worked for counter-espionage at the time.
I don't call that one, to be honest. I confirm that of Salmina.
Okay. Do you think that it is humanly possible for Bachsamba Jallo to guess and fabricate and get it precisely correct that all these people, Salmina Drame, Musa Kinte, Daba Marena, Fodebari, Baba Dindin Jabate, and Baba Saho, for him to fabricate without having any knowledge about these people, that when he was arrested, he was entrusted in the hands of these people and they tortured him. Is that possible? Is that humanly possible?
If I can give an example here.
Is that humanly possible? Just answer the question, yes or no?
No.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Okay, then let's move on.
Yes, it's not possible.
Okay. Can you
allow me? Can you allow me?
I am satisfied with the
I know you are
answer.
satisfied, but I just want to give something out. Now, if you talk about TRC, the first person to talk is SRC. So
look, Mr.
I'm just giving you an example.
It's the same example we received yesterday. Really? It's the same example that Bishop objected to. They are playing from the same hymn book. They are one and the same, Peter and Paul. They are giving us the same crap. They are feeding us the same falsehood. I will move on. Mr. Chair, if you permit, I'll move on.
So you wouldn't allow me to learn?
Because you are feeding us the same falsehood that we had yesterday.
You are depriving me from my right to talk.
No, I am not depriving you from your right to talk. I am telling you that the commission is not accepting or receiving that answer because it's the same falsehood we received yesterday. It's the same example. Word for word. It's so scripted that it is
whether it's the same answer or not, it is denying me. Let me learn.
It is so scripted that it is shocking. And it is disappointing. It is laughable. It is laughable that you and Fodebari would give exactly the same answers using exactly the same words. It is laughable. This is not a game. This is not a game. People are hearing.
That's your view. You don't talk about people. You talk on your own.
Let us move on to Senify. Even if we accept that Mr. Bachsamba Jallo has 6 senses, he can guess the people at the NIA, guess their respective roles and functions, guess their names, guess who they work with, Guess that they created teams.
And
correctly guess the team that dealt with him. You said that's not humanly possible. Let's assume that Bachamba Jallo did that. I don't think there would be another person like him in the Gambia who could again guess the same thing. Here we have Senifai. And he guessed the same set of people. He said, Daba Marena. According to him, he was director of operations. He may be mistaken in the title. But he mentioned Daba Marena. He mentioned Salimina Drame. He mentioned Baba Saho. Alright? And he also mentioned Musa Kinte. He also mentioned Mamadou Pikajalo. He also mentioned Seni Mane. Isn't that a strange coincidence?
See, like I said here, he caught me short. We all know that it is the TRC has so many people.
But I'm just coming. Witness, save us with that example. Just answer the question. Save us with that example.
I cannot save you with that example because I'm using it as just to show you that all what he's saying is not true. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's only SFL who is at the TRC.
No. And well, Mr. Witness, you use that analogy. Well, TRRC is broadcasted on TV. Everybody sees who is here.
Yes.
Okay. So, look, these statements were written ages ago, even before TRRC hearings. So if that is what you want to say...
No, I'm just giving you an example. I'm giving you an example. My name at the NIA then, I'm asking for Baba Saho. They didn't know me. They'll come and ask me, myself.
Why do you had such a name?
Excuse me.
Why do you think you had such a name?
Because of my honesty. I'm very honest in
well, according to the witness, because you were a torturer.
This is God knows and I know.
Of course it will hurt you. It will be embarrassing today.
No,
that you were torturing people then.
It is still hurting me because I never did it. It's not me. That's just my style.
But Mr. Witness, what is baffling, what you can't explain, is that two people who have no connection with each other. One was arrested this time, the other was arrested that time. They both guess the same set of people as responsible for torturing them. And all those people were precisely in the position to carry out that torture.
Because any time in my life where I operate with Salimina,
the same argument Fodebari made. Precisely the same argument.
We have not the same, we have different categories.
Mr. Witness, you have the same template. You are singing from the same hymn book. SFL is not the only person at TRRC. But this is his testimony, that is my version. You guys are playing from the same hymn book.
That's how you see it.
It's all,
that's how it's
a dual defense.
I know I'm speaking the truth. And I believe in what I'm telling you. Wallahi billah, I know what I'm saying. You see, I would have, if I have offended, I'll ask for his forgiveness. Because if I don't answer him,
Mr. Witness,
I'm coming,
you
sir.
would not do that.
Wallahi, I mean,
you would not do that.
If I had,
you would not implicate your colleagues, because by you accepting
If I had, I said, if
By
I
you
had,
accepting, you would incriminate for the body, and you would never do that.
I said, if I had,
wrong,
I don't want to die with the sin.
You will never do that.
I seek forgiveness to whoever I offend.
You
but
see,
I do
you
not.
are yin and yang, Peter and Paul. You protect each other. You live together or die together.
That's your opinion.
But that is what is coming out.
That's your opinion about us.
That is what is coming
And
out.
which is wrong. I told you my relationship with Mr. Parry.
Address Senify. Why would Senify, who does not know you from Adam,
Best known to him.
want to come and say that you tortured him?
Best known to him.
sabu seni fay me yalon ko amelon kabwa damu dadla ay na fa ko ite atajire ya
Sini told me so for now.
It's only saying who can say that.
Well, Seni said it. What
seni
happened?
afalen
So I cannot.
Seni said you tortured him.
seni ko ya tajire ya
And not only did you torture him,
ko ya tajire ya la dron
not only did you torture Bacha Majawa,
ba samba jalo yo tajire ya
you tortured a whole lot of other people.
ina na mo jamale fanan tajire ya
People who were arrested together with them.
mol me yalon ko yeni wal mutanyola la
You tortured Njindu Jawara,
ñun jawara yow tajire ya
Lamin Kanaji,
lamin kanaji
Alaji Moru Keba Sedi Kan,
aji mor ke ba seydi kan
Lang Hawa Sonko,
lang hawa sonko
Fode Sise,
fode sise
Sirif BI,
sirif biay
and Omar Ba.
ani omar ba
That's what you people do. You are torturers.
alto mu tajire la lenti
I'm sorry.
wuter la
And that is why you are the most notorious at the NIA.
wala sabu alto
You think that was popularity.
alto yamiro mu
It was notoriety. No, I'm not insulting anybody. I am
It's an insult.
I am characterizing the evidence.
No, you are criticizing us. This why you said that's why you are so notorious.
And yes, because the witnesses say you are
I don't
torturers.
expect that from you.
Mr. Witness, I am restating exactly what the witnesses say.
I don't expect him that word from him that we are so notorious. Definitely, I don't.
No witness, give me a second.
Okay, sir.
What he is doing is placing on record what we heard from witnesses here.
Kameng filtindi jang na wala moy sede follow lula menu nata jang.
That is done, and then he asks them questions and would allow you to answer his questions. But the fact that he is placing those references on record will continue as well.
Amunta kumul menu futa jang akawolle nyinin ka adu wairi atayaje ate mukulle ti sedol le afo jang woto akawolle yitandi wonya ke banke ko dolle nata jang mem nyin fo jang.
He's not accusing you of anything or saying...
Mantara ite timika mem fote majang akawolle so notorious.
Mr. Witness, you call yourself popular. I am saying that that is notoriety.
Let's listen to the interpreter, interpret that, and then you respond. Okay. Then we'll come.
Amunta kansule men fole nyintiko ite ya mira ko tobo di malem amanke tobo di mati tobo toku yarino amunta wole fote majang.
Mr. Kiaman, I think I heard him very well.
Kiaman na mira namo ile kendeke.
He asked me, he said, why do you think people will ask about you? I said, because of my kindness.
Ya ako muna namunu kanyine kaje unko na bete yale ya sabu.
When he was addressing, talking about Mr. Sinifai, I believe.
Bila Sinifai la kumofo.
They were asking about you because of your notorious.
Ako ulbete nyine ulbe kaka nyine kamako. Itole mutali.
Definitely, with due respect, I don't expect that from you. Due respect.
Mr. Witness, I will not apologize for saying that. The same stunt was pulled yesterday. Withdraw that word. Don't use rude. It's the same playbook that we are seeing here. I withdrew it yesterday because I thought perhaps that was the right thing to do just to bring down the temperature. It's the same stunt that is being sold.
I am notorious, that's what you are telling me.
I am telling you that if we read this, what you thought was popularity should in fact be interpreted as notoriety.
Mr. In what they told you than what I am telling you.
Well, Mr. Witness, I have it here. 9 people are claimed to have been tortured by you.
Mo konon to wolle kanin bloke janko ite ye tajiri
No, I said it is claimed that you tortured 9 people.
Yeah.
Bachamba Jalo, Seni Fai, Njundu Jawara, Lamin Kanaji, Alaji Morikeba, Sedikan, Langhawa Sonko for the Sise, and Sirif BI, and Omar Ba.
ay ñu belu to foteli tata fo mo kolon to wolle nyim fo ya fo jang ko ite tarta mo le ko min ye tajiriya.
So if you think that by people saying Baba Saho is because you're popular, this suggests it's because you're notorious.
Ako niya mira molu baka fu Baba Saho ya mira to di ale moti bari mem fota jang membe nyin kayto bala o mu to ku yalti.
Can you allow him now to just respond on that point?
Yes.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
There's never a time that I tortured these people.
There
is never a time
You see, Mr. Witness, you say you are a kind person.
I know that.
You are a good person.
No.
Let's assume that the people during 1995 are mistaken.
1995
Let's see what happened in 2000. Mr. Ibrahim Barrow, do you know him?
Mr. Ibrahim Barrow, ya lo ndaba.
No.
Hani.
You don't know anybody called Mr. Ibrahim Barrow, a businessman?
Mr. Ibrahim Barrow,
businessman, no. Hani. Why would Mr. Ibrahim Barrow say that in 2000?
Mr. Ibrahim Barrow bafala ko sangola memu 2000
he was arrested in connection with an alleged coup d'etat or assassination plan by Lalo Jaite.
Ya tumi ya muta ya tumi ka foko ferol landitanu me alon ko Lalo Jaite laftanun coup d'etat rekela
wala kamofa, and he was tortured
and ya tajire
by a panel of which you were a member.
And tajire la mol kono me alon ko kafola ye belonde bafala me panelo and ite sedo Baba Saho ibenu njede.
So it's unfortunate I couldn't produce my evidence. Like that period you are talking of, I was not in the country. I wish.
Okay.
I could.
Okay. What
aketa ko masayo ko ntelna sede dalilo lu bondino la bari ikawato mem fan fotengo mahani ndetara banko kan.
Which period are we talking about?
The what you man lo for kanja.
Sangome ka fa 2000.
When in 2000?
2000
yesterday you said I don't know May. Yesterday you told me.
Sere kunu ya fanye ko
May 2000,
yes. You said so.
2000.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I can't recall exactly, but...
this was yesterday, no?
Yes. I am asking you which period in 2000? You said May.
2000.
You said to be May. That's what you told me.
Mr. Witness, I cannot recall exactly what I told you. What I told you, I get from the statement. All right?
Okay.
All right. But you need to know exactly which period you were out of the country.
I wish.
Do you know which period you were out of the country?
Yes.
When were you out of the country?
My first outing was with Mr.
Just tell us when.
This should be around January because I went with him to Nigeria to study on electronics and bomb making, bomb destruction, something.
Data Nigeria, Kulkata, Kurang Kunya, Lukarang, Anin, Bomdan, from Abdul Kulman Tilindawala, Karifula.
February, March. I came back, I went back again with Musa Diba.
Nata, Nim Musa Diba Muruta Kotake,
Matar Bojang, 3 of us.
Musa months. Karisaba.
When?
What did you mean?
This should be,
you see, February,
March. 1 second.
This is what I'm saying. I said,
go on.
For 3 months.
Karisaba.
Because when we came, I spent,
What months?
Karijimanyolo.
Should be March, April, May. No, I came back with this one because we spent 2 months there. We went with February, March. We came.
February, March.
3 months.
Your name Musalata
March, April, May, and June.
March, April, May, and June.
So during the month of May, you were out of the country?
Yes.
Definitely
yes.
Counsel, continue.
I told you this. I said, I wish I can lay hand on the passport I was using. That's service passport. I would have shown it to you like I did with these ones.
Yeah, just let him continue.
So you cannot show us anything to show
As
that.
at now, yes.
Okay, as at now.
Yes.
All right.
But I'll make efforts.
Okay.
I promise you that.
You will make efforts.
I promise you that.
Inshallah. No lahi lodi.
At that time, was Fodebari in the service? He said yes, he was. In 2000, obviously he was. Why would you think?
No.
In 2000?
2000.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
2000. Yes.
What was his position?
He was the head of investigation.
I tell them kisikisir bunda nyaton kote.
Would investigations be involved with people who were arrested with regards to a plan to kill the president?
Most of the time, yes. There are times when the military int will come with them.
It's what?
It's their show, military int. But there are times soldier role but what will be invited in?
Another answer. Straight from the Fodebari hymn. That's why I asked you very early on, did you listen to yesterday's testimony? It's quite obvious, they're using exactly the same words.
We have been together a long time.
And the answer to that was in the negative.
Exactly.
But if you can ask him a few questions and then we'll take our 1 hour lunch break, Council. But you go ahead and tell me when you through with him on the lunch break.
Obviously, if investigations is to be involved, Fodebari would necessarily be involved in the inquiry at the time, seeing that he was head of investigation, as you suggest.
Yes, he was head of investigation. But instances I said, if we are in, if the department is invited to join them,
so things happen by invitation. It's not by responsibility.
Mr. Consul, these are soldiers that came in with their people. It's sad that they were using our premises. It's very sad.
Don't you think Fodebari would necessarily be invited? He is the person viewed as the expert.
As the
expert.
Wasn't he
the leading expert for investigations at the NIA? No, answer my question. Wasn't he regarded as the leading expert for investigations in the NIA?
Individual difference comes in. You may see one expert.
You are avoiding
if it is me, the question. I'll say no. If it is for me, I'll say no.
Who was the leading expert?
No. Expert.
Who was the leading expert?
Was there any?
Yes, they said it was Fodebari.
You see, here I say again, individual difference comes in. They may see him as an expert. I may not see him as an expert.
And what did you see him as?
A co-worker who is very good in what he's doing.
And and what he was doing makes him what?
So
makes him very good.
We call that expert.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
We call that expert.
I take that from you. Thank you.
So he was the expert.
He was said to be the expert.
Yes. You also say him to be the expert.
He's good.
That gives him expertise.
I cannot say he's an expert. But
you see, you guys are playing games to defend each other, to protect each other. You are playing games to protect each other, to defend each other.
If he dies, he's going to his own hole. I'm going to my own hole.
Yes.
Yes,
because if you do him in, he would also do you in. So you protect each other.
Definitely no. Nani, I always speak the truth, my mind.
Mr. Witness, the problem you have is you cannot explain why respectable strangers
atum mola me alon ko dum tam buñaari molla
who do not know you from Adam.
men yalon ko melon kabringa ko damu dadla
They had no prior contact with you.
nana ni man jogi nyola soto
Never had your name.
nana me to moy
Never had the names of your colleagues.
nana me do nyol to hanmo kilim to moy
Never been to the NIA.
nana manta NIA ro sansan ko
Never understand how you are organized.
nana ma lom fanay ma faam alla do ko nyi abalando abelari nyame
And suddenly these people
jeto dong mutare ko woni kono dong
come out
findina
and describe everything about you.
yo ko nyimbe la nyafo ay la ko be lari nyame je
And the only thing you say they got wrong
andum ku kilim je be yalon ko yembe men fo filita menna
is the shameful act they allege you did to them.
wala malu ko de me yalon ko yemelle kan yemen kela
You want reasonable people to believe you?
ya mer hakilo si o mutano ba moyla wala ba
Yes.
Ha.
Well, reasonable people don't behave like that.
kilima bu kam mawo nyama de
They will not believe me.
They don't behave like that.
kilima bu kam mawo nyama
They don't believe in me.
That's what you say.
That's what I'm asking you.
Mr. Chair, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much, Council. If you intend to come back to what you referred to as cross-cutting issues within the NIA, it would be very helpful if the witness can help in constructing a very simple organigram that's if you're coming back to the cross-cutting issues. I found it absolutely unbelievable and to a certain extent bewildering that we spent 40 minutes on a very simple thing that could be done in 3 minutes, where you struggled to try to understand, to help us understand the structure of the organization, how things moved from one area to the other, and it was all left dangling. We couldn't get any thing going on. So if you're coming back to those cross-cutting issues, at some point, if you can, we take 3-5 minutes of your lunch time to just construct a very simple organigram of divisions, directors heading divisions within NIA, and the subdivisions or the subsidiary bodies under those divisions, so we get to understand it. We will share it with the Commission, we would have it in front of us, and if you get to the cross-cutting issues, we would understand. Sorry, interpreters, I just needed to stay on this point to do it. Yeah.
If I may comment, Council.
Council, do you intend to get to
yes.
those cross-cutting issues?
And I am doing that elliptically, Mr. Chair. I just don't want to clearly telegraph it, but I am doing it gradually. And at a point, we would see it crystallize.
Bravo. That's good. Okay.
Yes, you wanted to say something?
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I think the best, because the organization is still there, and it's the same people. If you could talk to maybe Director General, he can give you the organigram of the
No, not the personnel. Not the personnel we're
No, I
talking
mean,
about.
Mr.
We're talking about the structure at
This is
the
what I'm
time
saying.
that you
This
were
is what I'm
there.
saying. The structure there is already there.
Mr. Witness, you are the one on the hot seat.
It's not.
Or you didn't know?
I thought I'm here to give my advice to
Yeah,
defend the advice.
let's go on.
It is not.
Let's go on this
Can I
point.
put something on it?
Not waste time.
You are the one to answer these questions. We want to know what you know.
But I've already told you what I know. Didn't I?
Well, you told us you don't know how the NIA was structured.
I told you.
That's
So
what
if
you
I can
said.
give you a full organigram, I said I'm going to find it difficult. If you,
Because you don't know it.
yeah, I'm going to find it difficult.
So that is you means you don't know how the NIA was structured.
You explain it to me here.
As a
then I said
director
yes.
of the organization-
Mr. Director General, Deputy Director General, Director Internal, I told you that.
No, I was helping you. I was
I
helping
confirm
you
with you.
construct it.
I confirmed it with you. I said yes, that's
You
it.
were agreeing with what I said.
Because it's the truth.
Well, and that was what I did not want. He kept you just saying, well, you have this unit there. You agree? Yes. You have that unit there, you agree? Yes.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chair, what I was
no,
doing
that
is,
was not-
I was showing that this is very easy. He is just refusing to tell us, because by telling us he would accept responsibility for these tortures, which he did not want to do. That is precisely the game you are playing. Oh, I don't know the role we were doing. So therefore, they did not come to us. That is what you were doing.
So at some point, witness, we're going to take a 1-hour lunch break. If we can just have that simple organigram, 2-3 minutes of your time, we would do it and circulate it to the commissioners here.
With all respect, sir, I think I'll find it difficult to make it.
I beg your pardon?
I say with all respect, I'll find it difficult to make it.
If you do that, the commission may make a finding that...
I'd love to.
No.
I would love to. Well, I would love to.
We will get together.
Okay.
At some point, you will come to my office. The legal team would give me an assistant, would sit with you, and I'll show you how an organigram is drawn.
How it is run?
Yes.
Okay, sir.
We'll work it out. 2-3 minutes.
And
of your time.
Mr. Chair, if that happens, I would wish it to be on the record.
Yes, indeed.
That the director, a former director of the NIA, was assisted by the legal team to produce an organogram of the NIA.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
absolutely.
Chair.
Thank you. We will resume at 2:45. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.